Our research told us that straight edge has been making inroads around Cincinnati for a number of years.
But after our story aired, we got a sense of just how popular some of the ideas really are here in the tri-state. 12 News reporter Jaffe joins us live from Covington with exclusive details of just how diverse the straight edge community really is. And Rich, I gather you were surprised by how many tri-state folks are really involved in this group.
That's right, Rob. I think up until very recently, no one in this area had a sense of just how big the straight edge movement is in our community. The signature you see over my shoulder, the SXE, is the straight edge signature. Now, straight edge members say they don't like to be called a gang. They don't even like to be called a group. However, gangs do use signatures just like this. It's called tagging. And when you see the SXE here, it was meant to send a message to the community. Last night, straight edge brought their message to us.
Their program.
Nearly 40 straight edge turned out for our roundtable discussion Tuesday evening. Teenagers, adults, parents of straight edge kids. Most of them resisting the idea that straight edge is any type of organized group.
The term straight edge means nothing more than you don't do alcohol, you don't do drugs.
Yeah, there may be gangs that call themselves straight edge, but there's also a group of people who have a belief, and that's all it is for them.
While straight edge members in other parts of the country call straight edge a gang, and members have been charged and convicted in violent crimes, these tri-state teens say that's not what they're about.
It was Dayton. It was Eden. I don't know where that's at. It was Utah. It wasn't Cincinnati violence.
We have a problem, the law enforcement and the communities have a problem where we know that they are involved in arsons. We know that an organization called Straight Edge has killed a police officer. We know that.
You're not insulting us. How can you not be insulting us?
You're telling people that we're bad.
For some parents, their teen being straight edge is a highly positive thing.
I never worry. He can go out, he doesn't drink, he doesn't get into trouble like that. I trust him. I respect and honor his commitment to a lifestyle that's this pure.
What many of the local straight edge refuse to accept is that because they call themselves by the same name as their violent counterparts, they also must be willing to accept the damage done to their positive ideals by the violent realities of the other side.
I think beating somebody up for what they do is wrong. I would never do that. I have no tattoos. I don't have the physical capability to beat anybody up. And I think when I find out that somebody did that, I don't like them using the name straight edge. They're not part of straight edge. Straight edge is a positive movement.
Now, there is no arguing that there are good members of straight edge. There are also some very violent criminal members of straight edge around the country. Perhaps the best gauge of straight edge in this community is to look at their actions. They have been involved in some violent crimes as close as Dayton. However, the straight edge in this specific local area around Cincinnati so far have been involved in nothing more than trying to spread their ideas about staying away from alcohol, tobacco, drugs, and casual sex, all of which are very commendable points. Rob?
Rich, do you think there's any possibility the local kids just had the bad fortune of picking a wrong name, or do they have a real tie some way or another with these these other groups in other states?
Rob, I think they all have very similar philosophies. It's a question of how far you take those philosophies and how easily those philosophies can lead you into other problems. Simply by identifying yourself as one group or another, people have to be willing to take the baggage that comes along with that, the good and the bad.
Yeah, quickly, Rich, what age group are they?
They run the gamut, Rob. Doc Enoch was telling me that in his investigation, they were recruiting in the 6th and 7th grades in some of the schools, and they run all the way up to one of the fellows last night was 25 years old. So there's a pretty broad spectrum.
All right, Rich.